Hi everyone, as I said I was going to do a video about my first injection and everything that I'm getting prepped. It is currently 16 minutes past 8, so I've got all my stuff ready. I've washed my hands already to be on the safe side. I've got some alcohol gel just to wash my hands with. Got my syringe, my sterile wipe and my Brucella in. So let me just get all this done. Go open my bottle. Just to be extra clean, just in case. It says it kills 99.9% of bacteria, so hopefully it means it's good stuff. Oh, it actually smells quite nice as well. Okay, so going by what my instructions say, they said that, bear with me. Sorry, bear with me a minute. I've got my instruction sheet here. They say remove syringe from packet, which I will do in a minute. There's my Brucella in here. So you can see there is a clear liquid. That's how much is in it. It's got a little plastic top on it, so I've just got to take that off. So that won't go back on now. So that's off. Got my little alcohol swab. I've cleaned the area and I've put everything on a kitchen towel for now, just to keep it all hygienic and clean. Sorry if I'm out of focus, I just need to be able to stand up in a minute. Or sit down, one or the other. It's got my tiny little swab. It really is tiny. So I'm just going to, even though I haven't used it yet, I'm going to swab the top. It stinks a bit. So open my syringe. So there's my syringe. So as I said, I'm on 0.5, so I'm going up to the 50. And what this says here is remove syringe from packaging, pull orange cap off syringe. So that's the needle there. So that's my finger. That's the needle. If you can see that. So it's quite tiny. And it says here, pull back on the plunger until there's 0.5 or 50 in this case of air inside. So I'm just going to do that until the top of the rubber bung is at 50. So like that. Now the reason you do that is because I was told there's a vacuum in there. So if you add air to it, because you're taking something out, you need to add air to it to make it better. So it says invert bottle and insert needle in through rubber bung in bottle. So it's in there now. Inject air from syringe into bottle. Ooh. It's making it bubble a bit. And then pull gently back on the plunger until 0.5 is reached of solution. Ooh. Make sure there's no air bubbles in the syringe. So just draw back more than I need. So that's 0.5 on there now. There's no air bubbles. It says remove syringe from bottle. So there's that. I'm just going to put the lid back on for a minute. Oh, I think I've bent the needle. I won't put the lid back on. So I'll just swab the top of this again just to make sure it's clean. I'll pop it, they said keep it in its outer container, so that's what I'm doing, just putting it in its outer container. So there, it's nice and safe. And that goes back in my box. So there, we've drawn up 0.5 or 50 units. Don't know if that's in focus. There you go. Yep, so there's 0.5, that's 50 units there. And there's no air bubbles in there at all, which I'm quite proud of. No air bubbles. And you can just about see, compared to my hand, how big that needle is. I mean, that's my thumb. That is quite a tiny needle, so not as bad as it looks. Just trying to bend my needle back. So needle's ready. Right, so I've got my husband now recording for me while I do this.
Hello.
I thought it'd be easier to sit down and do this, so I've got my tummy already. Now, when I spoke to the nurse, she said that it needs to be below the tummy button and between the hip bones. So I said middle of thighs, really. So as long as I'm in this area, I'm good. So it's now 29 minutes past, so I've got a minute to do this. So they said pinch the skin. So I'm going to do it about here. And they say you don't have to, but I'm going to swab anyway, just to be really clean. So I'm going to swab it, so I'm nice and clean. I've got my syringe already. Just swab it again, just be on the safe side. So I've got my syringe ready. Now they said that it needs to be put in at a 90-degree angle, so to the skin. And it needs to go in all the way, so up to the edge of that. And then I've got to push it in slowly. So I'm just checking the time, make sure that it's all right. So I've prepped my area, it's nice and clean. I've got my syringe ready, even though I've bent the needle a little bit. That's not going to be a deal breaker though. And it's now 8:30, so 1, 2, 3, in it goes. As you can see, loosen up a bit. Draw back a little bit and then push it in really, really slowly. They said that if you push it in slowly, you've got less chance of it all bubbling underneath the skin. It doesn't hurt at all at the moment. It just feels a bit interesting. So that's all inside now. So I'm going to loosen up skin a bit. I'm going to pull needle out and push my thumb over it to stop any leakage. And they said hold it there for a couple of seconds just to make sure it's not kind of overgoing a bit, so it's not bleeding. It's stinging a little bit at the moment, but I think that's the medicine going in at the moment. So I'm just going to check. So no blood, I'm just going to massage the skin a little bit, just to make sure that it's all gone under. There's no blood or anything. I'm going to swab it again just to make sure it's nice and clean. It's probably going to sting. There, all done. Simple as that. So that was my first IVF injection. Now on to do the rest of it. So hopefully everything's a go. So speak to you soon. Bye.